Hi, welcome to Winging It and Winning, a podcast show where you will be motivated and encouraged to follow your dreams. Hi, you guys. Welcome. It's episode number 14. Thank you for joining me. Today, I'm going to share a story about my brother who passed away on April 19, 2020. On Monday marked the 1-year anniversary of his passing. But before I get into what life lessons I have learned or am taking away from his passing, let me tell you a little bit about him. Freddy is what he went by. As a child, he was happy, fun, loving, and so friendly. He was a friend to all, and always willing to give a helping hand to anybody who needed it. Freddy had 3 siblings, myself and my brothers Steven and Santiago. One would say that he was a typical mama's boy, which he was because he was the youngest, so not only did my mom spoil him, but I did as well. We're a very tight-knit family, so Freddy had a lot of people around him who loved him so much. At the young age of 22, he became a father to his baby girl, Aurora. She became the apple of his eye and the sunshine on a cloudy day. Although my brother was fun, loving, caring, he also had battles with mental illness. He was seeing a therapist, a psychiatrist, and also taking psychotropic medication. However, he continued to self-medicate with marijuana and pills he bought off the streets. On April 18, 2020, Freddy was working at my brother's house, helping him with the yard, as he often did. But that day, he had to leave early because he wasn't feeling well. So he ate with my brother Steven, and then my brother took him home. Later on that evening, Freddy didn't feel well, so when my mom was trying to go to sleep or getting ready for bed, he asked her to wait up for him. My mom said that he was out of breath or short of breath and also seemed worried. So he went to the restroom, and a few minutes later, my mom heard something fall to the floor. So she rushed to the bathroom, but his 5'9", 270-pound body was laying across the floor and blocking the doorway. Unfortunately, my mom couldn't open the door. So frantically, she ran next door to get help, while at the same time calling 911. When paramedics arrived, they took the door off the hinges and started working on my brother immediately. At 12:30 a.m. on April 19, 2020, he was pronounced dead. Unfortunately, it was too late and the paramedics couldn't help him. The autopsy report indicated that he had died of an accidental fentanyl overdose. In his system, they found marijuana and fentanyl. I know my brother didn't want to die that night, but he took a pill that was laced with fentanyl. According to the CDC in 2019, 70,630 drug overdose deaths occurred in the United States. Opioids, specifically synthetic opioids, are currently the leading cause of drug overdose deaths. If you are having problems with opioids or with drugs, please seek treatment before it's too late. You do not want to become part of the 2020 or 2021 statistics of people dying due to accidental overdoses. Freddy's death made me realize a few things. But before I talk about that, I want to say that these realizations didn't come immediately. When Freddy passed, I was angry. I was angry at him for taking a pill, although I warned him that if he didn't stop, it was going to take his life. I'm angry at the person who sold him the drugs. I don't know who it is, and that's not for me to know. I probably will never find out who gave him the drugs. And I leave it in God's hands. I know that everything happens for a reason. And the only reason why I'm able to smile and move forward with my life is because I know that my brother is in a better place. I know that he's no longer hurting. But that still doesn't make it easy. I find solace in knowing that he's with his grandpa, who he loved so much, and he's with other loved ones in heaven. My condolences go out to everybody who's lost somebody this year or last year. 2020 was a hard year for everybody. So I want to say my condolences for all the losses. Now let me get into what I learned from my brother's passing. So the first realization I had was the importance of life insurance. At a young age of 24, Freddy had life insurance. Often when people die in my family, we have to have a GoFundMe or we have to do fundraisers such as car washes because funerals are so expensive. But after Freddie passed, I realized how important it is to have life insurance. We were able to plan the most beautiful farewell for Freddie without the constant worry of how much things were going to cost and if we were able to afford it. Surprisingly, life insurance is very affordable. There are policies out there that can meet your specific needs and your specific budget. I would look into it because there's nothing like the peace of mind of knowing that if you pass away, your family won't have the burden of trying to pay for your funeral. Realization number 2 is tell people how you feel. I've always been good at expressing my love and gratitude for those in my life. But when Freddie passed away, it solidified why it is so important to tell people how you feel. Freddie and my relationship were very close. He knew exactly what I felt for him. He knew how much I loved him. He knew my wishes and dreams and desires for him. And he knew that I helped him with all of my ability. So when he passed away, I had no regrets because I never held back. I never missed an opportunity to tell him that I loved him. If you have people in your life that you've been thinking about or that you haven't talked to in a while, reach out to them and let them know that you're thinking about them, because you just never know when the last opportunity will be. Realization number 3, follow your dreams. Freddie was young when he died, and although I had warned him about taking pills and doing drugs, I never really fully believed that he would die of that. He was moving forward. He was trying to better his life. He was going to therapy. He was taking medication for his mental health issues. And he was working towards becoming a better person for himself and for his daughter. So when he died, I was surprised. His passing taught me that now is the time to work on my ideas and my hobbies, because we just never know when the last day will be. This podcast was wholeheartedly inspired by Freddie. Realization number 4, I can do hard things. After this year, I feel invincible. I am capable of doing anything and persevering through any obstacle that comes my way. And so can you. You just have to dig deep and take it one day at a time. Today, I shared 4 realizations that I had after my brother's death. The more we practice looking for the rainbows after every storm, the better we will get. Before I end, I want to say thank you to my family and friends who have been there for me the past year. The text messages, the phone calls, the food deliveries, the cards. I am so appreciative and so grateful to you guys for helping me through one of the hardest years of my life. And to my mom, I'm always surprised by your grace and by your strength. However, just know that it's okay to not be okay, Mom. And whenever you need me or any of my brothers, you know where we're at. I love you. To my brothers, Steven and Santiago, we made it through the first year without our Freddy. Although he's not here in person, we know that he's here in spirit. I love you guys, and I am so grateful to call you guys my brothers. Today I shared 4 realizations that I learned from my brother's passing. Have you encountered a storm in your life in which you were able to see the beautiful rainbows from that storm? If so, please share in the comments what rainbows have emerged from the storms that you've weathered. I would love to hear about them. Thank you for gifting me with your time today by listening to this podcast or watching on YouTube. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe to my podcast wherever you get your podcast from. Or if you're more like me and you're more of a visual person, please head over to YouTube and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Winging It and Winning. Don't forget to turn on the notification buttons so that you will be notified when I upload a new video. Until next time, remember that winging it and winning is a mindset, and only you have the power to create your best life. Thank you and take care. Bye-bye.